Milford Haven man, born here, and my father was a trawler skipper too. And on my ship we are all born to the sea. The mate is from Swansea, what they call a Swansea Jack. As for the boatswain, he came here from Lowestoft. And the third hand came from the opposite direction, from down Devon, from Brixham. The engineer, as you would expect, is a Scotsman. And the cook, the most important member, is, like myself, from Milford Haven. Between us all we box the compass of the four coasts, the four seas of Britain. And all come here to the haven. It's mentioned in Shakespeare, and Nelson sang its praises. The finest harbour, everybody said, this side of the Golden Gate. The whole battle fleet could ride at anchor in the roadstead, and on its shores the dreamers have dreamt their big dreams. Brunel's Great Eastern, the biggest ship afloat, berthed here once. And liners, the transatlantic run with rich passengers, that was something that happened once. Just once. They never had much time for what really counted. The fish dock, the fish market, the ice factory. They're still here. When all those great ambitions are scuppered, stranded, sunk. We work in the face of the wind. In the good days, these boats would muster a crew of 12, and down in the fish dock you'd see on any tide a trawler fleet 150 strong. Ask the seagulls. Now we're just a handful. Those that's left of us have to work twice as hard. And what would you expect? There's not all that many coming into the trade. I wouldn't say that we count for all that much here in Milford. There's not enough of us for a presence in the town. Yes, there have been times, oh yes, there have been times when people would put money into trawlers. But not for long. Not often. Not now.
70. 70. Right. Another cut, eh?
Oh, you had the blood pressure? I had the blood pressure.
Three bucks for cutting out how much?
24, boss. 24.
20.
I was about 12, I think, when I first went to sea. I might have been a little bit younger because food rationing was still on the go. I was at school in the summer holidays, yeah. I went with my father in a ship called Powys Castle out of Swansea. Pleasuring in the August holidays.
Yes, in a way, it's a wasted life. Especially, since I've been married and a kid, You blink and they're grown up. You only see them 48 hours in a month. Well, we're earning money, we're good money. But every trip I buy for the kids, But that's only, so they say, gee, thanks, Dad, and they come and make a fuss of me. Because other 48 hours is the only time they see me.
General Workers Union members at the plant, and they agreed to strike in sympathy.
There's a hell of a difference between mate and skipper to them. But when you move up, it's different again because you've got to take the ship to sea and you've got to catch it. When I was mate, I used to worry about catching fish, but not that much, because the onus wasn't on me. But then all of a sudden somebody plonks a lot on you. There's a 110-foot ship, 500 odd horsepower, 6 men, so much grub, so much fuel, so much ice. I want you back in 12 days with a triple fish tank in you. You learn more in that first trip. And like I say, I was mate 2.5 years. But you learn more in your first trip skipper than you do in your 2.5 years mate. It's not as regards manual work to everything, but you learn to weigh up the situations differently. It's in your mind at sea, like, you hear somebody come in, or they just made 6,000 or something, and, you're struggling, and oh my God, what are they going to do? But, you got to make it bad and to appreciate it good, and but you just hope to God that the office see it that way.
Just a plain cooking. Never used to do, I used to bake bread, but never used to do and tarts, but no fancy work. Coal fire. Stove. Some of them were good, some had good ovens and good stoves, and others had poor ones. They weren't all good.
Everybody can't be top, and somebody got to be bottom. But that's fishing. I should say it is luck. Unless you've got luck, you're out.
Well, just the ships are gone and the men have gone. Well, I think even if they had more ships here now, I don't doubt whether they get the men to crew them now. And most of the jobs you going to sea. I know they say about going to sea and that. I don't really like it, but well, it's a job. I wouldn't stop a show to go on the dole. That's all about it. I've always been determined on that. I mean, there is times you come out of work when you got to go on the dole, but you don't want to. No, I'd rather, as I am, cook deckhand, doing a bit of each.
Well, I suppose a ship's like the engine room. You always reckon a clean engine room's an efficient engine room. Doesn't take that much work to keep it clean and a bit tidy. You've got to live there for 12 days. So see your oil levels are all right. Grease round in the engine room.
If you've got a constant crew, you work together, and you've got one crew, he knows what he's got to do. And I don't believe in unions at all myself. I don't see why I should pay a man 50 pence a week to tell me when I can work and when I can't work, or what I can do. When it first started off, I suppose the union was for the working man, but it's the union for the union now. He's not worried if a working man got a crust of bread in his cupboard. That's the trouble with Milford Haven. Lack of money going back into the ships. They take it out, never put it back in. Well, there's been rumours and promises and for years, like, you know, but that's as far as it goes. Well, that's it. That's what I can't understand. The fish is on the doorstep. You only got to steam 2.5 hours to clear the edge, and you can shoot, and you can catch fish. You know.
You wake up. You wake. Fuck off.
5 minutes, skipper. All in time, skipper.
I thought national service was fabulous for a discipline point of view. After starting going to sea, I was 16 and a half when I started going up the ladder, so I had men under me at 16 and a half. I went third hand of a ship called the Blue Morris Castle out of Swansea. I believe I was 16 and a half. So I had a couple of men and I was in charge of a watch, so I had 2 men under me, or 2 or 3 deckies under me. So I've always respected authority, and a person going up the ladder, I was lucky. I went young and I've gone a little bit further each time, like. But authority, oh, you must have authority. Good 5 baskets. Well, as Milford stands at the moment, I can't have a weekend home with my wife because there's only a Monday and a Wednesday market, or occasional Tuesday and very seldom a Thursday. But from my point of view, if it could be arranged where now and again, perhaps every 4 trips, you could have a weekend off with your wife. Not necessarily the ship lose time, but if you could land Friday and have Saturday and Sunday and then sail Monday, like they used to in the old days. If they could go back to that way of fishing, it would, I think it would far improve the job. In the sense, like you've seen a bit of life at home, because you come home like we are now, landing on a Monday in the middle of the week. There's no life. Like now, all right, people land the fish and it's gone up for auction on the open market. There's such a vast difference in today's market and tomorrow. But all right, this is the law of supply and demand, that I granted. But surely there must be a way somewhere along the line where you can hit a happy medium and say for 3 months we'll pay you this price, and summer we'll pay you this price, winter we'll pay you this price. And everybody knows what they're going to earn. Everybody knows what profit they're going to make, or loss they're going to make, instead of the law on demand and supply. Because very often the boys have come in, they've worked like hell, and just take roker, it'll drop, perhaps £6 or £8 a box. That's a lot of money by the law of supply and demand. My own personal feeling is every country should have its own limits, and that country should fish in its own limits and be self-supporting. And yet, common market countries, such as French and Belgium, they got the power in the ships. They have these new ships. And we can go over the ground after them and it's a waste of time, because they just take everything.
But there, we've got to stick at it. Why? Because we are fishermen. We take the rough weather as it comes, the sea, the markets, unpredictable both. We know what we are doing, not like some. The big beam trawlers from abroad, we know them, beamers we call them, dragging their heavy gear down there on the sea's bottom, breaking up the mussel beds. A dust bowl they're making, if you can think of it, under the sea. Bumper catches, of course, but for how much longer? Compared with them, I suppose we're inefficient. But let me tell you, mister, there is such a thing as being too efficient. They'll find out when they've stripped the fishing grounds what will happen then to the factory ships, the freezer ships, what happened to the liners. What happened to the Great Eastern? Survivors. That's what we are. Survivors. Our game takes a long time to learn. What's in our heads didn't get there overnight. Didn't get there by correspondence course. The fishing grounds, you've got to know them. You've got to have sailed them. It's the Celtic Sea now, and the talk in Milford is all of oil, refineries, and super tankers. But you don't see all that many jobs for the locals, do you? And booms can go bust. We've seen them come and go, and proud ships sold for scrap. This is a land with a long memory, and we will still be here. Ask the seagulls. We will still be working in the face of the wind.